And I forgot to add myself to the stream so that I could talk when that video ended. What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning, good people. I hope everyone has had a fantastic start to their weekend. Man, this cold sore is getting worse. Man, alive. Can't wear glasses on your mouth, so um, we'll we'll deal with it. Look, click the wrong one. Good morning from sunny Florida. Good morning from it's not sunny South Texas yet. We're an hour behind you as far as time zones. But I'm more than positive it will be sunny South Texas. Will probably be crazy hot South Texas. Good morning, driving, so I can't talk, but no, I'm listening. Fantastic, Trev. Safe travels. David's Comics and Wrestling. Good morning, David. Up 2 hours earlier, time zone wise. Good morning, sir. Thank you for being here. Uh, laugh out loud. What was this? The Bigfoot intro? That Ollie wants me to make a Bigfoot movie for him. That's going to be about 3 minutes. I've kind of procrastinated a little bit. I need to go and edit a few sound effects in for him. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I just one random morning before one of the morning stretches, I put together a quick video and told Lady Prime, don't think I'm throwing you under the bus. It's just you dancing and me being able to flip it around was pretty good to go along with music. Good morning. Where'd you get that? Fantastic. I watched your appearance yesterday on Community 411. That was great. It was great stuff. We're kind of kindred spirits in the sense that perhaps my collecting is, and I'm not saying yours is too far spread out, but this is the thinking that I have said about my collection. I got my hands in everything, which is great, except for the wallet sometimes. But yeah, morning, bro. Super Russ 9000 in the chat. Keep it 9000. I still think that should be your closing line, but I get how cheesy you think it is, and I get how cheesy it kind of can sound. But cheese is good on nachos, and cheese is good on pizza, and cheese is good in some movies. So use it. Everybody telling everybody good morning. Everybody telling everybody what's up. David, Comics and Wrestling. How are you, sir? I appreciate you being here early. I know, like I said earlier, 2 hours ahead on that time, the time zone thing. Lady Prime is lurking. She is lurking. Anyone want a couple of cats before I ship them off to OVW? Now, if we're talking about cats, but we had a stray cat that we take care of give birth to 4 kittens in front of the house. We feed her and stuff like that. We take care of her. She's the one I found at Walmart. Just kind of brought her home. She was injured, burn marks on her feet. So I don't know if she got into someone's engine or what. Maybe it's just a hot pavement during the summertime. But anyways, I didn't do my due diligence and get her fixed. She had 4 kittens. We have already lost 3 of them. 1 just was the runt. 2, Ollie went outside. There's a cat missing. There's a kitty missing. We could not find it. And, we're walking around. And then I see it laying in the yard. It's got some blood on it. We don't know if she tried to move the kittens and being a new mom, she messed up, or if something snatched it. Well, cut to last Saturday night. I hear a noise outside. I run outside, and one of the kittens is missing. And I turn and look, and there was a raccoon. And so I'm assuming that one of the raccoons ran off with it. And Ollie wasn't home, but I could just, one of those dad moments where you can feel your child's breaking heart, and you're gonna have to tell him the news. So we brought that cat inside with its kitten. I'm constantly washing the kitten because it does have fleas. Do not want fleas and a flea infestation inside the house. But yeah, so Ollie's kind of excited. He thinks he has a new kitten. I told him we're giving it away when it's old enough, but we'll see. But I say, David, go ahead and ship those cats off to OVW. They need some seasoning. Volunteer collector, I barely could hear it, but I'm here. Where'd you get that? Thank you for, I'm assuming, discussing his 411. And Let me see if I can do that. Let's see. Sorry, ill prepared. Well, I was prepared in one sense. I have something I want to share slash get your opinion on, but uh, and now I can't find it. Why can't I find it? Let me see something. There it is. I'm bringing the show to a standstill. Why can I not find what I'm looking for? Probably because you should have looked it up beforehand. Well, we'll have to veto that idea. Uh, Perhaps next week. David telling Lady Prime, what's up? Where'd you get that? Russ is telling you good morning or what's up. That's all that counts at bottom trigger. Yeah, yeah. Just give me the view. You know what I'm saying? Give me the view and your like. And cheese is good on spaghetti. I have to disagree, but if that's your thing, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh no! See, this is even worse. Ranch is good on spaghetti too. Oh man, I had a little brother that. I mean, he's still my little brother, but he's not as little. And I haven't seen him do this in a while. But he would get the potato chip and just dip it straight out of the glass jar of ranch. But because he knew I did not like ranch dressing, I mean, he got like, I mean, the only thing that could be described to how big this scoop was is it was like an ice cream size scoop of ranch dressing on this potato chip and just stuffed it in his mouth. Uh, Cats in Ohio Valley Wrestling, it might be the next hot thing. Fanboy has a stray armadillo too. Yes, I do. Lady Prom, if you're coming into the room, will you kindly turn down your phone? Yeah, so this is where I live. Used to be apartments, not like an apartment complex, but it used to be three. The building used to have three separate apartments. Then it got converted into a living quarters a living half and a business half. And my stepsister used to live here, and she ran a salon next door. So when I say next door, it's literally next door because there's no door to link the buildings. I don't want to do that yet because it costs so much to cool down. And then we moved in here, and so basically we have an apartment, and then we have kind of like storage over there. We need to work on that and fix it because eventually, if we're going to take this, we'll stretch it out to a full dwelling. But next door is an empty lot. Next door is an abandoned house, empty house. Then next door to it is a little drainage system. So the raccoons have free reign in that empty drain underneath the bridge, whatever. Have free reign of this old house and its old shed. Slash not only raccoons, but I've got possum, I've got skunk, and I've got armadillos. At least all these three possibly living underneath my house slash next door. So we are a wildlife sanctuary here at the Fanboy Prime household, and stray cats do. We have a straight up community of raccoons that live in the forest behind the plant I work out. They feed in our dumpster, dude. Yeah, and I cannot. I thought it was all right, but man, they have gotten in the trash. They have dug out. One of the very, very first times we experienced a raccoon, we had barely lived here for perhaps a month, and Lady Prime was just throwing clothes away, whatever. And so I get home because I work overnight, drive home in the morning, and there's a cup sitting on top of the trash can and a pair of her panties that she had thrown away sitting on top of the trash can. And I'm like, in my mind, it's like, there's this homeless dude going through our trash and eating our food and enjoying Lady Prime's panties. And cut to, we found out it was raccoons, and I guess just in the course of digging through the trash. But that was our first experience with raccoons. Did not know they were here, and man alive. So can't stand a raccoon. But yes, have a stray armadillo, crazy raccoons indeed. And the raccoons living in the dumpster. My dad said when he used to work at the Valero plant there, a few towns over, that he tried to challenge a raccoon to a fight. It was just on the sidewalk, and he decided he was going to scare it. So that raccoon stood up on its rear feet and growled at him, did a little jump at him, and so he knew he would never mess with raccoons again. Yes, then that was a great episode of the Community 411. I advise all you guys, throw it in your community tab. Just highlight that Cody was on the 411, that it was a fantastic episode. Just get as many eyeballs on that episode. I know Cody was talking about being close to 300, or he has already surpassed it. But if we could share that community tab, that video, man, let's get as many eyeballs on it and perhaps bump up those sub numbers. That Astros hat reminds me, how about them Pirates getting a 2-game sweep on the Cards? I might be good. Man alive, hey. We talked about it a few streams back, whether it was a Monday morning, where it was a Monday afternoon or Saturday morning, that I think anytime the Pirates are good, that's a fantastic thing. They're one of Major League Baseball's, older franchises, and they have some history in the World Series a lot of years ago. But anytime the Pirates can be good, the Pirates and the Braves were the first 2 National League Championship series that I experienced as a baseball fan. I really thought the Pirates were going to go to one of those World Series. Crazy ending, and I'm not exactly familiar with how it ended, but I remember there being a crazy ending, I believe, to one of the clinching games. But yeah, man, if the Pirates can put together something, I know they were in the playoffs a few years ago, or the postseason a few years ago, at least the wild card round when it was just 1 game. So yeah, Ranch is good on anything. I have to disagree, but you do you. Dipping chips in ranch sounds great, but an ice cream scoop of ranch per chip, I'm telling you, it was disgusting. Lady Prime can, if she, yeah.
And then he dipped it. Sorry. Don't mind me. I slept in my makeup. So he legit dumped it in there, and then he's looking at Fanboy Prime.
No, it's fine. They know. They already know.
And he's like mimicking him or mocking him, and it was disgusting. And I eat ranch, but yeah, it's not.
That was something else, right?
What?
Him eating that. It was disgusting, right? Yeah. Ugh.
And then the bagel bites, those are disgusting.
A buddy of mine turned me on to putting the ranch powder on the chicken wings. Okay, I can see that, because Lady Prime will use some ranch in some of the things she makes, and I mean, if it's an ingredient and it's cooked on top of something, but don't give me the then he started putting it on everything. So I have a friend who puts seasonal on everything. He would take it to work, and on his lunch break pour it on, and this is when we worked at a restaurant, so whatever he ordered that day, it could have been a slice of pie, he would put seasonal on it. It could have been fruit salad, seasonal. Could have been a regular salad, seasonal. I'm assuming that's raccoon's like, I'm gonna need those panties, but like in a gruff voice, I'm gonna need them panties. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, and the drink cup was just set perfectly up there, and like, just everything racing through my mind. So yeah, yes. Raccoon could carry rabies, that's why I don't mess with them. Yeah, and that does concern me, because I don't want the shots later on. David, I read that in Bradley Cooper's voice. Yes. We will never forget 1979. Here we go. Barry Bonds was asked to move. Barry Bonds was asked to move in because the Braves needed a base hit, and he flipped off the pitcher, asking him to adjust. Braves hit the gap and beat us, and we didn't make the playoffs for 20 years. Man alive, Barry Bonds. Yeah. Like, I love that guy. I think he is an all-timer. For sure, Hall of Famer. Even though the Baseball Writers Association says differently. I did not know that. So that's what it was, huh? 1979, Great Smashing Pumpkins song. You know, it really is. It really is. I have that album. What is it? Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. One day, I want to just put that thing on and listen to it from beginning to end. The double disc set. Just because, like, I have different, what I say, adult ears, adult eyes, adult mindset. I have a different perspective on life and music and stuff like that. So let me give it Let me give it a listen with 42-year-old Brandon, 42-year-old Fanboy Prime versus 16-year-old, 17-year-old Fanboy Prime who's on the band bus traveling to whatever small town, playing the hits only, right?
You know who my new favorite baseball team
Who you're? Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can do that. Hold on. So Lady Prime has a new uh, favorite baseball team, and when I say she has a new favorite baseball teams, she was never in support of the Astros. She insists on uh, being a hater of every team I'm a fan of. I think the only team I'm a fan of that she is also a fan of is the FTR wrestling tag team. Let me see if I can do this real quick. I'm going to share with you. Oh, no, that is the wrong thing. Oh, that's why I need to do that. Okay, let me close that, close that. All right, let me see if I can share with you this screen. I'm going to show you guys why. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Yes.
not but the older one.
So Lady Prime is a fan of the San Francisco Giants because Gabe Kapler is their their manager, and so this is what I compete with, guys. I compete with Gabe Kapler.
Make sure it's the older.
She likes the pictures when he's got a little bit more grays and whites in his.
No baby face.
Yeah, she doesn't like baby face. So, let me see. So yeah, that's what I have to deal with. Yeah. Let me see. There we go. All right, let me go back to the chat. It's crazy that alternative rock is so close to anyone that experienced the 90s hearts, including my own, and I can't think of one alt rock band with a conventionally great vocalist. Well, that was the gimmick. That was the gimmick. You didn't have a great vocalist. If you guys are ever unfortunate enough to hear any of my music, you will see that I ran with the idea of an unconventional vocalist. I ran with the idea of Kurt Cobain vocals, where you purposely sound a little off. Just there was something great about that grunge era, alternative rock era. I feel like it's the ECW of music, where ECW got by not by on talent. They did not have the greatest production values. They did not have the greatest put together shows, but that company last on the passion that came out of it. I think that early 90s grunge, alternative rock period, whatever you want to call it, and it's just rock to me, closer to pop rock if you ask me, but I think that period, it lasted so long, or it's looked back so fondly because of the passion that came out of it. That and the ability to just destroy the 80s hair genre. Crazy. R.I.P. Lady Prime says. I want to like FTR, but the troll team I root for is the best friends. The troll team I root for is the Gun Club, Billy Gunn's kids. I'm an absolute fan of those guys. Manny, the Hobgoblin Collector in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I've been in a power violence band. Terrible noise and an irritating vocalist is the gimmick. So is this the videos I see where the mosh pit is basically like a gang battle, or whatever? The guys go in there and they like swing their arms, purposely hitting people in the face. Like I don't get it. I'm not a fan. Maybe, or at least I would not be a fan of the live experience. Like I'm a kind of, hey, I'm here at the venue. Let me chill. I'm not the let me get in the mosh. Although I used to in my younger days. Chop is in the chat. Good morning, comic book family. Good morning, Chop. Great to see you here. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. David's Comics and Wrestling. New music is too computerized these days. What happened to real singers? That is something I cannot stand. I cannot stand the what's it called?
like
Auto-tune?
auto-tune.
Yeah, like I mean, like it's fine on a song or two, but like when it becomes
The whole album.
yeah, like I don't know. I don't know.
Well, there was that discussion.
It's like that episode of South Park where the parents hear the music and it just sounds like farts and people taking dump. Like, have I reached that point where I'm so old that everything sounds bad, or does that music just sound bad? Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Everybody telling everybody good morning. Everybody telling everybody hi. I'm glad we have an opportunity to hang out before breakfast with Brian. Give everybody the opportunity to stretch. That way, you guys are fully awake for the better show. If I could say the Saturday morning stretch is the ECW of morning comic book family shows, I'll take it. We get by on the passion, we get by on the chat, the crowd, and that's what ECW got by on the crowd. So I'm gonna officially say I am the ECW of a Saturday morning comic book family shows. Stick a flag in it. You guys go ahead and chant ECW or SMM for Saturday morning stretch. And yeah, SMS. I might have said the wrong thing. Ever since Jurassic Express split, there have been 0 good tag teams in AEW. I was a fan of Jurassic Express, but I get it. They want to push Jungle Boy as a singles guy, but Jurassic Express rocked. No good tag teams. I have to disagree with you, David. I need to add a button.
The Lucha Brothers.
The Lucha Brothers, yeah.
I mean, as much as the Young Bucks are
flying around the tag team. All I got to say is, David, go watch AEW, an AEW show live with their tag teams. I was not a fan of the Young Bucks watching video of them, but I became a fan of the Young Bucks by watching them live at the Ring of Honor shows, and I was like, okay, like they won me over. Yeah, I get it. I get it why. Yeah. Blame T-Plane for auto-tune. Hey, Otaku Tour Guide in the chat. Good morning, sir. You're another early, the West Coaster. So, man, I appreciate you being here.
Who said blame T-Pain?
That was Bottom Tier Collector.
Have you heard his T-Pain? He redid Black Sabbath, one of the Black Sabbath songs, and he did it auto-tune, and it sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm not gonna lie.
Take it from her, guys. I don't know. Like I said, South Park episode, all I hear is nowadays. So I agree, David. Digital needs to go out the door and get back to analog recording. Man alive. Like, go watch, and here's another old man moment. Go watch the original Star Wars trilogy. Like, go watch a version of it where, and I'm not talking about go put it on Disney Plus, because those are special editions. The film has been retouched and made to look. Give me the dirty, gringy 70s, late 70s, early 80s, dirty looking film where it gives that movie character. Give me puppets over CGI. Give me something that looks real versus CGI. I think even, what was it when Rambo came back, when Stallone put out Rambo, John Rambo, I think was the name of that movie, and all the kill shots involve CGI blood. It takes me out of it because it doesn't look as cool. It doesn't look as, and I get why they do it. Probably must be easier than to rig the blood packs and all that. Give me realism. And so you go back and watch the original Star Wars trilogy. It's got characters, got story. Then you go watch the prequel trilogy, which looks thousands of times better than the Disney trilogy. But it just looks weird. All this CGI just looks weird, and it doesn't hold up over time. I don't know. But yes, Comics by the Bay, I agree. Give me some realism, I guess. I don't know. But then again, like I said, I'm approaching 43, so old man moments. And I'm with you. Where'd you get that? I don't listen to a whole lot of new music. I really, really don't. I think Kavinsky is about some of the newest stuff I listen to, and that's the music I use in a lot of my shorts. In fact, where'd you get that? You said you wanted to hear what happened to the rest of that song. To me, it just sounds like it's got that 80s soundtrack vibes, the 80s score. So I always dig that. David had been fishing for a little bit now. The bottom tier collector, David's Comics and Wrestling feud is one of my favorite YouTube comic book community feuds. Um, oh, because David says, and I'm not entirely sure. Lady Prime wants to know what they're feuding about. David says, and I'm not entirely sure if he's correct or not, that Lobo is the Deadpool of the DC Comics universe. So, bottom tier collector, I might be fishing right now as well. Fanboy, are you looking to complete any specific Superman or Batman runs? So the Superman run, yes. My ultimate goal is there's like three different super. I had to make sure I was holding up three. There's three major Superman runs I am looking to complete. The Triangle Numbers is the first one, and so the Triangle Numbers ran from 1991 to like 2002. Although they kind of really ended in 99/2000. So the Triangle Numbers, there were four different. Well, originally it started with three different Superman titles. And their gimmick was, well, hey, we have these three titles. Let's just do coherent storylines. So it started with Superman, then started with Superman, and then I think Action Comics was next, and then Adventures of Superman would go. And rather than the same story be told in the continuing issue of Superman and then the next issue of Superman, they said, we're going to continue that narrative / story with Action Comics. And then after that, with Adventures of Superman. So there became another number on there. It was a triangle number, and it's like triangle number 1, triangle number 2, triangle number 3. And so rather than the story running in just the title, the story ran through all the titles. They would add a fourth title, The Man of Steel. They would add a fifth title, Superman, The Man of Tomorrow, at various times throughout this triangle number run. They would also throw in one-shots, and they would get the triangle number treatment. And so I'm trying to complete that run. It's like a 534-issue run. Ridiculous. Stupid. Shouldn't do it. But luckily for me, a lot of those books are dollar books. And so I'm trying to complete the triangle run. The next ambitious Superman goal is every book that ran from, at some point I'll even get Crisis on Infinite Earths. But Man of Steel number 1, which is the first Superman book right after Crisis on Infinite Earths, and to all the books that lead up to Infinite Crisis. And if from Crisis to Crisis, it's basically this is a good beginning and end point for the Superman that debuted in the Man of Steel number 1. So the John Byrne Superman, 1986 Superman, it's a good beginning point and an ending point just to have this character's story told from beginning to end. And then the third Superman run I'm trying to complete is the Death of, Funeral for a Friend, and Return of / Reign of the Superman. I'm trying to get every variant of every cover, every version of it. I'm running into a roadblock because I am running into the DC Universe logo variants for the Funeral for a Friend. There are two that I'm missing, and perhaps I screwed myself because I had seen both of these books at various points, but I said, hey, I'm going to try to find it cheaper. And that is Adventures of Superman $4.99. It is considered the third printing, even though there is no second printing. Look that up. It's kind of crazy. DC was kind of like doing all kinds of things at the time, and so many books were going out. Someone missed that. So Adventures of Superman $4.99, the third print, is a DC Universe logo book. Those DC Universe logo books were only released in 2 packs at like Walmart, at Toys R Us, at your whatever, random store that would get it. They were not released in the bulkier 20 packs that you see a lot of the DC Universe logos from. Therefore, this is a very, very expensive book. Someone had one on eBay for sale like the past 6 months, 3 months, 4 months. They wanted $700 to $800 for it. I'm not doing that. Someone put one on eBay. They had the starting price at $300. I offered, did they have it at $300 or $200? I think they had it at $300. I offered $150. The guy said, because he said, put your best, offer too. Offered $150. He said, oh no, thanks for the offer, but I think I'm going to let it go to auction. Then I offered $200. Lady Prime's finding that out for the first time. She's sitting on the couch looking at me. I offered $200. He didn't fall for that either. No, I didn't offer $200. I think I offered $220. And then I think I offered $250 as my max. And it wound up selling the auction wound up ending at $350 or $400. So
wait, for what?
For for Adventures of Superman $4.99 third print.
A comic book.
A comic book.
You're gonna pay 400?
No, the auction ended at 400.
What were you gonna pay?
I offered 200.
Okay, so you want to get mad at me?
Hold on. We will discuss this after the stream. The video, the chat is not our marriage counselor.
I'm gonna hit.
You go ahead and go to the comments. All right, let me get back to the chat. Great question, Manny. Oh, Cat Fan Comics, man. Good morning, sir. I've got to go catch up on a whole lot of your videos. I had a very, very stressful week. I confided in Bottom Tier Collector. Just let him know that, man, I even called into work Thursday night. I did not sleep that day, and I needed a mental health day. So, and man, like now I know I'm sounding like that's the youth influencing me there with a mental health day. But I just could not go. Bottom Tier Collector, I can hear it. Yeah, that was done a little bit on purpose. That's a little trolling right there. That's in reference to my Lobo as the DC Deadpool. So let me catch up. Not an outdoors person, Bottom Tier Collector. Yeah, how can you be fishing if you're not an outdoors person, David? Telling everybody good morning. I think he did War Pigs. He was impressed. Was that it, Lady Prime? Yeah. Bottom Tier Collector. David, you have to be. You keep trying to sink the bait in my cheek. Otaku Tour Guide. Yes, seriously. Return of the Jedi remains the best sci-fi movie ever. I have to disagree with you, Otaku Tour Guide. I am going to go with Empire Strikes Back. Although, if you want to say it's not so much sci-fi, that's fine. That it's more of a drama piece, that's fine. But Empire Strikes Back is the top movie of all time for me. The bad guys win. So I'm also a big time fan of Infinity War because the bad guys win. It's more like real life. The good guys aren't always going to win. There's a sequel, and the good guys eventually do win. So yeah, fantastic. Chop telling Cat Fan, good morning or hello. Bottom Tier, wait. One of the first 3 Rambos had CGI blood. No, not one of the first 3 Rambos. The 4th one that came out decades later, John Rambo, and even the last Rambo movie he made, where he goes down to Mexico and fights the cartels, and everybody got upset because he's stereotyping Mexicans. Most of the brown folk I know, Hispanic folk I know that was not. There was nothing wrong with that movie. I have no idea what you were talking about, Bottom Tier Collector. Cat Fan Comics, man. Don't let FanboyPrime know I was cheating on him. No. Okay, let me put this out here. Comics by the Bay. And this is for everybody. I am more than fine with you guys skipping out the start of the show and going to check out Cat Fan Comics, man. He owns the 8 o'clock time slot, and I am perfectly fine. So Matt, everybody, this is a thing that even me and Trev were talking about it, because if I do giveaways, I said I would do it at any point in the chat, even early. And he said, well, don't do it until after Cat Fan Comics Man's videos ends. And I said, you're absolutely right. So I have no issue. With everybody checking out Cat Fan Comics Man's video, his premiere. In fact, I encourage it. I'm all about it. And if not, if you happen to sit through this stream, then at least do me the favor and go watch Cat Fan Comics Man's Saturday morning premiere, his video, his daily comic and collectible. Catch that later in the day. And leave a comment that says FanboyPrime apologizes. I always like to apologize for interfering with his premiere time. But yes, I have no issues with that. I have no issues with you guys skipping out or double viewing. By all means, support Cat Fan Comics Man. So yeah. Let's see. Let's agree to disagree. The most cheap saying in the world. No, Deadpool was based off Deathstroke. Liefeld said so. Yes, we've established this Otaku Tour Guide. It's just some trolling that it's some intra-community trolling / hazing that David insists on putting Bottom Tier Collector through. I never actually said Lobo is the Deadpool of DC. Bottom Tier Collector brought up that he hates people saying that. So I've not let it go just to annoy him. See? And there we go. This is like the video packages that play before the wrestling matches at WrestleMania. We're getting a highlight of the feud here. So bottom tier collector says, I have more triangle numbers than I thought because of the logo appearances and my favorite Cyborg Superman covers and keys. Fantastic, fantastic. And see, that's kind of why I got on the triangle number thing, is because I was buying a bunch of books. This is before even YouTube. This was just actually, when I say before YouTube, before me getting on YouTube, this is actually from watching Super Russ 9000 just show off all his Superman books. And I was like, man, that's cool. And so I would go to Half Price Books and I would get a whole bunch of triangle numbers just because they were on the cheap. I would find a lot in the clearance bins. And then at some point, I just said, I'm going to get all these triangle numbers. So, and then went and we looked and see what I had. And I had a whole lot more than I thought I did. I try to be David's friend, but see what he does to me. Bottom tier, David is your friend. If you can't bust your friend's balls, whose balls can you bust? So, Otaku Tour Guide, Man of Steel #1 is an underrated must-have. I agree. I agree with that. And one of your videos talking about the Man of Steel #1 really, really sold me on that idea. In fact, I owned the book, and I don't think I read it until I saw your video on that. And then I read it, and I just sat there for like 30 minutes afterwards, just kind of in awe of this issue. Like, fantastic, fantastic story. I need to see if Lobo has any self-titled DC Universe variants. I would say it's probably highly likely, but I can't say off the top of my head if there is any. I don't know for sure. I wanted to stop in and say hi to everyone after I got done with my premiere and say hi to Fanboy Prime. I got to get dressed for Brian LC. I love it. Got to get dressed for Brian's show. Fantastic, fantastic. Brian will dip in and out of this stream so he can do hair and makeup, he constantly says. So, yeah. One of them Superboy DC one of them wow. One of them Superboy DC Univariants is nuts. You mean high priced? I don't know. There is a Zero variant of Superboy where you have Connor Kent Superboy versus, it's supposed to be Clark Kent, Kal-El regular Superboy. You know, it's when the time stream is messed up during that 0 hour event and he's fighting. And I always like to get that cover because it's a kind of a companion piece to what goes down in Infinite Crisis. It's not supposed to be Superboy Prime on that cover, but, you know, just kind of a foreshadowing of what would eventually be, at least at that point, Connor Kent's, Superboy's, Kal-El's story, because he dies in Infinite Crisis. Sorry, spoiler alert. But just seemed like a good book, a good companion piece to have in my collection. But there's a DC Universe variant on that book. I know Scoons Comics has it. I've been looking for it for a good price. I need to just buy it off of eBay. So, yeah. David's Comics and Wrestling. One of these days, BTC, you will slip. Call Lobo Deadpool. And on that day, the heavens will open up. The choir will sing, and victory will be mine. I love it. I love it. One of these days, I'm going to get a live stream where it's David Comics and Wrestling appearing on camera, Bottom Tier Collector appearing on camera, and then you got me as the moderator. And we're going to hash this out. We're going to hash this out. One of you will admit that he is the Lobo of DC Universe, or one of you will admit that he's not. But this will happen one day. Are people talking about the Starship launch in Texas? No. No. Because I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know more about it.
you know more about it than I do. So no, not at all. I have no idea what he's talking about. You can't watch Brian's show naked with those scandalous clips. What do I always say? The redhead. I'm not necessarily into redheads, but she has the most slow motion movement. So, yeah. David's. Brian's. Brian's stream. His clips, world famous. There's one clip he plays in particularly. It's my favorite. I wish it was a different version of Matt, but Brian occasionally plays this clip of Comics by the Bay of Matt dancing, and so I just enjoy it. I just enjoy it. So And I hope all you guys enjoy it as well. I'm debated reviewing my Deadpool 1 just for David. Not sure I want that smoke. Fanboy, I was working on a few AOKs, found some DC books, but lost my wallet, got sidetracked. Hey, uh, it's an AOK, man. So you take your time, you do you, and there's no,
Fanboy Prime loses his keys all the time.
Fanboy Prime loses his keys all the time, his phone all the time. The books I'm gonna do a giveaway on all the time, so that's why it's not a consistent giveaway on this morning's show. But yeah, man. So Manny, yeah, whenever you get your stuff all situated, man. No rush, no rush. Comics by the Bay is cheering all of us. No hard work videos to no hard work videos, too many comic videos. Yeah, that's kind of yeah. Yard work. Oh, I got you. Comics by the Bay is cheering all of us. No yard work videos, too many comic videos. Got you. Do it, BTC. Listening while shopping. All right, man. Gary B, the casual guy. And I'm sure he put that, let me see. That was at 8:32. And by my clock, my laptop's clock calculations, I'm 5 minutes behind the chat. But hey, man, that's all right. We're having a good time. Deadpool is Deathstroke parody and Lobo is a Wolverine parody. That actually confirmed by Creator Facts. Bottom tier, I don't know, man. Things are open to interpretation. And if David wants to remind everyone that some people think that, who am I to stop him? Who am I to stop him? Also, Deathstroke is Deadpool as confirmed by the Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go the movie. That is true. There's a great, I think I've talked about this before. There's a great Superman, Batman annual. I believe it's annual #1, and I believe Jeff Loeb was still writing it. It's kind of a retelling of the first time Batman and Superman met way back in the, I don't know if it's Golden Era, Silver Age, whichever. There was a story that retold their first meeting, and they met on a cruise ship, right? They're accidentally bunked together. This annual kind of retells that story. But in that annual, a character named Bloodpool appears, and it's basically an alternate version of Deathstroke that is basically an alternate version of Deadpool. So great issue. It's a fun read, fun story, and you get a first appearance in it, maybe a first and only appearance in it. Also, Deathstroke is so I went back, confirmed by Teen Titans Go the movie. Teen Titans Go to the movies. I don't remember that one. I know I sat down and watched it and enjoyed it. Ollie really likes Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans, or Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go, whatever it is. Really likes that movie. He really enjoys the idea of. Go ahead, come on. He ran out of his room after hearing this. Come in with your unbuttoned Carlo shirt, your collar popped. No, it's not popped. Never mind. That's just how he slept last night. Why do you enjoy Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go?
Because Trigon and the other Trigon mixed together to make a scintilla.
And so he loves the combined Trigons, the hexagon. Really like that. Yeah, that's your favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why are you really into centaurs right now and minotaurs and everything?
Because they have hooves.
Because they have hooves. That is my.
Oh, we gotta show them your socks that we got you for
Oh yeah, so he got some socks that are some hooves, some creature socks. So yeah, tell everybody good morning, Ollie, because I guarantee you, if I scroll to this bottom, everybody's gonna be saying, "What's up, Ollie?" Let me see. 8:33. Okay, I'll come back to the chat. Let me see. Let's see. Look at this. Okay, let me let you see, Ollie, because I've asked you to do videos with me the past few weeks, and you haven't been down. And I know, you got some stuff you want to do, but let me let you see this. David's comments in wrestling, telling you hi. Look at Neil collects. Good morning, Neil. If you've been in the chat previous and accidentally skipped your chat and didn't say hello, I apologize. Well, hold on. There you go. Tell your fandom good morning. Bottom tier collector, Ollie. Look at that. Comics by the Bay. Even Trev driving says Ollie. Otaku tour guide. He enjoys the Trigon also. So look at this. Chop telling you good morning. So look at this. Oh, look, even Gary B telling you good morning. So what I'm trying to tell you, Ollie, is your adorning fans want to see you make another YouTube video.
When will you be coming back?
When will you be coming back? All right. Let me get back to the chat. You want to tell everybody anything? You want to tell them have a good weekend?
I'll have a good weekend.
Hey, tell them that yesterday was your best day at practice. What? Why? You throwing the ball harder to those kids?
Yes.
Yeah, man. So we've had to work on his throwing the ball. He kind of insists on lobbing it, and I don't know why. Because when me and him practice here, and maybe it's because there's extra eyes on him, he would throw me the ball, and I would hear a pop in the glove. I could feel, he had some heat on his throws, and for whatever reason, the past few weeks he just kind of been lobbing it. And yesterday's practice, it was his best practice. He definitely was showing out. So yeah. All right. Hi, everyone. The Batman cover is still the best. See, even look at this. Neil is now in on the troll and trying to troll me. 10 years ago, I was a completely different collector with different tastes. That Titan show got me into Connor Kent. You and Super Russ have really piqued that interest. Oh, man, Connor Kent. If you want grade A Connor Kent stories, read Jeff Johns' Teen Titans run. Man, Connor Kent is only in about 28 issues of that, but definitely fantastic. There's a big change in the character from the 90s. He was cloned, and there was something different. I don't know if his name is Paul Westfield, whatever. But when Connor Kent goes to under the writing of Jeff Johns, that's where we're introduced into the idea that Connor Kent, Superboy, is a clone that is a half clone of Lex Luthor, half clone of Superman. And I think it just makes a whole lot of sense, especially with Lex Luthor's cloning past and history. I know there are some Superboy fans that hate that retcon. I'm down with it. Retcons work with me if you can tell a compelling story and it makes sense. I'm not going to say every one of them works because you can never make everybody happy, and I'm included in that list. But yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped over Trev's comment. Deadpool wishes he was Lobo. Thank you, Trev. I'm going to sub you up. I'm going to sub you up with my craft beer accounts. Is the feud a work or a shoot? I think the feud is a I think the two of them have worked themselves into a shoot. I think it was a work, but they have gotten so involved in this feud. I think they worked themselves into a shoot. Dude, the giant Specspace rocket down in Boca Chica got approval to launch Monday. Could be a giant bang. Oh, man, okay. I'm going to have to pay attention to things. I'm not going to lie. Like I said earlier, I had a terrible week, and so I'm out of the loop on so much. I only dropped one video this week. Every other time I went to try to film a video, I ran out of time, and I just added to the frustration. So I had to kind of follow your advice, Matt, and just step away. The live stream, though, is that I'm always down for because the chatting and the just the engagement we have, I'm always down with that. So that I will continue to do. The videos, though, I had to step away. It was a little bit. That's the ultimate question, Rust. I say they went the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels route and then worked themselves into a shoot. Everybody telling everybody what's up, good morning, and all that. And I know I don't have to highlight all these, but I want you guys to know that your chats matter. And I'm going through the Ollie chats. He really enjoys Trigon. But if at some point, the chat gets overwhelming, we will only highlight certain ones. But, you know how it is. He's a future Frank Frazetta fan for sure. Yes. So I appreciate you guys showing Ollie some love. And whenever you're ready, Ollie. Yeah. And that's the thing is I'm not trying to force him. And like a few, I guess it was early. Was it earlier this week? I skipped the Monday one. Was last weekend Easter? Yeah, I guess it was. So, Monday, like he had the opportunity to go to my mom's, his grandma, hang out with my nephews, his cousins. and do a Easter egg hunt on Monday. And so like, yeah, and I needed to postpone the live stream on Monday and move it to Tuesday. And I gotta shout out Chop, man. He put a real good comment on my community post that like the dude, there's like no reason for me to apologize. Like family comes first, and absolutely. And it wasn't when I put that and put apologies. It wasn't me thinking like, oh, I'm like I'm going out of my way for these guys and or like I'm letting them down. It wasn't that. It was just hey, like I know that if this is part of your normal routine, hey man, I apologize. Like I wanted to do this, but Chop's right. I'm absolutely right. I didn't need to apologize, but man alive, yeah. So, but I appreciate everybody was positive about it, and everybody still showed up on Tuesday, even though I screwed up that first video and had to go to a second one. I think Tuesday's video was a great video. I'm even considering moving the live stream, the Hangout live stream to Tuesdays, just because like I felt really good about it, and I like the name on Monday Monday Hangout on a Tuesday. So we'll see. Yeah, Lady Prime is here. She's on the couch. She's in the chat. She was lurking. Awesome to hear he's improving. Yes, yeah. And it took a little bit of tough love from him. A little bit of Ollie is motivated a little bit by aggressive teaching sometimes. I'm trying to tiptoe that line. Don't want to baby him, but he likes to be babied. And I'm not saying that he's weak or anything like that, but he likes the soft approach. But sometimes the harder approach gets some better results. So yes, thank you, Gary. I appreciate you being here, and we'll definitely try to jump into your show later. Is Ollie able to play PS5 today? You never messaged me yet. Yeah, and I'm sorry about that, Neil. They wound up doing the coach wound up treating them with hot dogs and sodas. It kind of did like a little party picnic thing yesterday for them after practice, and then Ollie even stayed longer than that playing with the other kids, and so that's why I got home late and I forgot. Neil, I'm sorry, I forgot to message you. We have a dinner to go to at 5:30. If Ollie is able to play, it's going to have to be before that, Neil. I'm sorry. Next weekend for sure, though. Next weekend, my only plan on the schedule is to film Brian LCS's Community 411, and so that'll be coming out soon. But Neil, I want to say next Friday for sure. We should be able to. Well, let me move it to Saturday because he does have practice on Fridays, right? Yeah. Okay. So next Saturday for sure. Other than me filming the video with Brian LCS, don't have anything on the plans for next week. I got incredibly lucky. I got a video recorded, but Power Director couldn't publish it because of space. Yes, I'm dealing with that. And then I even added one of those cards, the SD cards into my phone, and I've got to go mess with it because it's not hooking up or working the way it's supposed to. I'm trying to figure that out as a dad with Owen just being 5. I'm trying to learn when helping him is holding him back. Yes, absolutely. That's why whenever I would wake up in the morning and I walk out into the kitchen and I see Ollie on top of a trash can when he's way too early or too young to be climbing on a trash can and doing things like that. Like I wouldn't punish him for it. Dad mode was to get him down so he didn't fall, but like bumps and bruises are part of growing, and it's the parenting in that sometimes, or the being an adult in that, is knowing when you step in and when you don't. And it's
But Ollie's a literal kid. Like, it makes it hard.
Ollie's a kid. What do you mean?
Like, he's literal. Like, if you say.
Oh, Ollie's a literal kid. Yes, I get what Lady Prime is saying. So Ollie, if you try to tell Ollie to step into his throw, like in his head, he doesn't process it as a natural motion. He processes it as you step and then throw. And we're trying to teach him. You've got to you've got to not take everything word for word. And that Ollie is very, very, very word for word. And so like, if the teacher says no talking and he needs to raise his hand to do something, he hears no talking, and he won't raise his hand. He won't ask for help. He won't tell the teacher there's another kid bothering him because he heard the phrase, everybody be quiet, whatever. And so we're trying to break him out of being so literal and being able to recognize when there's some leeway, some space to play in. And yeah. Lady Prime, are you doing well?
No.
Very stressed and mentally tired from the study. Yeah, your testing is, man, it's been rough. And that's another thing that's kind of hurt me this week is her testing, and worrying about that is just trying to get her prepped and prepared for her licensing exam, taking it Tuesday. And so she hasn't had great success on the practice exams from her course. She's improved every time, but she's not where she wants to be. So she's kind of stressing herself out. Ollie wants to share something with you guys. What is this, Ollie?
It's a Dr. Seuss character.
Tinky Tank.
This is Tinky Tank. Okay, so Tinky Tank is one of these random YouTube characters. Did you put him under the eye? Is that what that is?
Yeah, he's a red eye.
Oh, he got a red eye. Okay, cool. So Ollie made himself a Teletubby creature. Neil says you will get there. Bottom two collector. Is she going for a degree? No, she's trying to get licensed insurance agency, insurance agent. And so yeah, so she'll do this, and she makes more work than where she worked before, and she has the possibility for commission. So definitely hoping for that to work out. Lady Prime, I hope things are well with your new job. Lame mental health advice. Go to the things that make you happy and smile, and an activity that helps you mentally recharge. Yeah. And so she said that if I go away, she mentally recharges and she's quite happy. Let me share one thing with you guys before we leave. I was thinking that was an extra large Neil. Teaching those kids is difficult at times, but getting them to listen is just half the battle. For instance, while David's putting that out, let me share something with you guys. I'm kind of curious what you think. I'm doing my pre-orders on DCBS, and Flash number 800 is coming out. And so I'm torn between which cover to get. This is the Frank Cho variant, David Nakayama variant, and the Manipool variant. My cousin liked that one and this one. I'm partial to this one and that one. But when he told me he liked this one, I could see the appeal to it. So yeah, so I'm trying to figure out, like I said, the Cho variant. I just like that one. Really cool to see the three, Jay, Barry, and Wally all together. I think it's a really cool cover. I think it's very comic booky. Like, I love it. This one, just a cool pose. Just a cool pose, which, see, I had a feeling you were going to like this one, Trev. I really thought you were going to like that one. And then the Manipool. So, yeah. And you guys let me know what you think. Let me get back to this screen. There we go. That's where I want to be. All right, let me hit up the chat before we jet and get off to the next thing. Okay, so we're continuing David's thought. David said, teaching these kids is difficult at times, but getting them to listen is just half the battle. For instance, I know this one kid who I keep teaching that Lobo is the Deadpool of DC, but he just doesn't want to listen. Oh, man alive. Fantastic. This is on the level of the troll from Ernest Scared Stupid after he powers up. That's what kind of troll level it was. Man, if I had better production values, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to say that idea out loud. I will save it. My daughter has gone Super Saiyan 3 with her terrible twos. Oh, dude. Oh, man. I don't understand why everybody says terrible twos. It's the terrible everything after twos that was the worst.
We didn't experience. Well, we got lucky. We didn't have to deal with the temper tantrums like that.
Yeah, we didn't really deal with the terrible temper tantrums, but
He's never thrown himself on the floor.
Yeah, he's never really thrown himself on the floor, never banged his head, like all the stuff I did when I was little. So bottom tier collector with the appropriate response. DNA. Yeah, I figured you might like that one, Trev. The first one is the best. You like that one, Neil? Okay. Studying now is a lot harder than when I was a kid. Yep. It's a great one. The Cho variant looks like Darwin Cook art. Yeah, I think that's why I like it. Cool flash cover. last one, probably my favorite. The mana pool. Okay. I know what the correct answer is. The correct answer is get all three. But know what I mean, Vern? Yeah. 3 was definitely the worst with my boy. He started testing how hard he could throw a fit at 3. Ah, man alive. So our issues came with Ollie whenever he would throw fits at the store. That's really the only hard thing with Ollie has been. Well, guys, it is 8:56 Central Time. That means it is 9:56 on the East Coast. Brian is about to go live in 3 to 4 minutes. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and put this stream to an end. That way, you guys have a little bit of time to do whatever you need to, get a refill your coffee, get a little snack before we have breakfast with Brian. Lady Prime, keep at it. When you better yourself, buy a new shirt. Oh, okay, there you go. Lady Prime, keep at it. When you're a better, when you better yourself, buy a new shirt. Yeah, she's been buying some shirts.
I want a new dog shirt.
Lady Prime, you're very welcome. Good luck. Yes, yes. When she said thanks. So, guys, thank you all. It has been a fantastic episode of this morning's Saturday morning stretch. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that was here. Thank you all. And we will head out, and I will see you guys in Brian's chat. Peace.
Video. Say thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Bye.
Say
Bye. See you next time.